Hello my glitter babies, it's Glittersen right here and welcome back to my channel. As I managed to mention in my other video, I just love RuPaul's Drag Race. The charisma, uniqueness, nerve and talent that every queen on this show, in my opinion, has just gives me will to live, it gives me hope, it gives me fierceness, it gives me power, it gives me fabulousness, and I just love it in every single tiniest piece. And since season 10 managed to go by and crown the new drag superstar, I decided why the hell not talk about exactly that. So what I want to do is talk about not just the whole RuPaul's Drag Race season 10, but more specifically I want to talk about season 10 finale. So therefore I decided to just make myself a little list of my favorite costumes of the top 4 during the season finale, plus some of my favorite moments of it. Actually, they might not be my favorite moments as much as they are just the moments that stood out the most in the whole episode in my opinion, so I just wanted to give my opinion about them as well, just, you know, share it with you guys. So just before we start, be aware that there will be spoilers involving RuPaul's Drag Race season 10 finale episode if you haven't figured it out already, but it's alright because I told you just now, and let's just go right into it. So first of all, I wanted just to give my opinion on my favorite and least favorite costumes for the top 4 in the 3 or 4 separate segments of the whole episode. First off would be the interview, second would be the first round of the lip sync for the crown, and the third one and the last one, which would be the third one after all, would be the lip sync for the crown finale. So just a word of warning, I'm giving my favorite and least favorite opinions on the dresses, costumes, whatever. It doesn't have to be right, first of all, and second of all, I'm not doing this to hate on the queens because, don't get me wrong, I love all the queens from season 10. I just adore all of them and their costumes, at least most of them, but it doesn't matter. If somebody is in the list, it's just not necessarily because it was bad, it's just because it wasn't the best, or it was just worst of the other 3, but still not bad. So first of all, we have the interview with the RuPaul. So I feel it would be kind of obvious, but my choice of the best costume for that part is naturally Asia O'Hara, honey. Basically what she wore is this beautiful, majestic, powerful, fierce as fuck golden dress with red accents, giving me this strong vibes of an probably Asian empress. You basically look at her and think, that bitch ain't fucking around, honey. That bitch is here to snatch everybody's wigs out and get her crown, even though she already has her own crown, also golden and red, just giving her more power to the look. Add to the fact that she had these kind of spikes on her shoulders and her back, or is this a back? I don't know if this is a back, it's part of the top back, maybe, probably, who knows. So that all just gave her more vibes of the aggressiveness and fiercefulness. Also, I don't know if this was intentional, but when I kind of look at this, you can see like kind of on the top there's this kind of like a pattern making a skull. I don't know if this was intentional, it looks like something taken from Marvel Comics. I can't remember what exactly it reminds me of, I'll just probably look it up on the internet later. Now for the least favorite dress of the segment, it's unfortunately the Elephant Queen Eureka O'Hara. Now what she wore was basically this silver gown full of green planetary patterns all over it, with this brunette over the top wig with a huge diamond earrings and a belt kind of like at the top connecting the top and bottom of the dress. You don't see what I'm doing here, but it doesn't matter, okay? It's not here, it's not here, here am I. Here's my chest, not the part. Well, actually, it might be actually just below the part. I don't know what I'm talking about. And the belt later turned out to be a skirt that she wore under the bottom part of the gown when she took it off during the introduction in the beginning of the episode. As I was saying before, it is not necessarily bad. I don't think it is bad. I think she looks beautiful and everything, but it's just a little bit boring, maybe not interesting enough, at least for me. Maybe I'm just being a fucking hater and nobody should listen to me anywhere, anyway. Just let's move on because this is getting a big mess. Sorry, Eureka. Thankfully, our finish that has arisen from the dust managed to jump back on the top of my list of favorites in the first round of lip sync battle. Lip sync battle is lip sync battle, you bitch. And to be fair, it was very hard to choose a look for this round because I liked most of them. I liked Cameron's, I liked Asia's, and I like Eureka's pretty much almost on the same level, but in the end Eureka came out on top. And I'm not gonna talk about Aquaria because I'm gonna talk about it when I finish talking about Eureka, if you know what I mean, honey. So what our big mama managed to bring to the first round of lip sync is this wonderful look of this big feathery piece all over her body with this huge brown wig, giving us a little bit of a look of a dust brush, although a very fashionable one, so I have nothing against it, if you know me. And a silver boots on high heels, which doesn't really make sense with all the other parts of the costume, but we're gonna talk about it just in a second, honey, because here comes the first reveal, because of course reveals since some time ago. I haven't watched the RuPaul's Drag Race other episodes, so I just don't know who started the reveal tradition, but somebody had to start it, so here we go. We have reveals. Eureka zips out her costume and then tries to throw it out, except she doesn't throw it out because it turns out that the costume had kind of like a second layer under it, and purple costume turns out to be a red costume in the inside and giving her kind of this feathery wings. Red as fuck, fierce as hell. Oh, Claire, but it still doesn't fit the fucking boots, so what the hell are you talking about? You ask in your ignorance. But there was actually the second reveal, honey, so you can just shut the hell up, sit down and listen to what I'm saying, for God's sake. In the second reveal, she takes off the costume completely, revealing another costume, another piece, which is basically made up of shitload of tiny, silvery pieces, giving her this kind of form of an artwork. Literally, I'm not trying to flatter her, I'm just speaking the truth, honey. Then I managed to mention that she also took off her big ass wig to reveal another wig with like a braid, one long braid, so you know, like a princess fighter, something like that, like let's say Fiona from Shrek, except this one is matte gold, just to match the silver, I guess. And finally the boots matches as well, so you can't come for me for that. So in the end, I just really enjoyed her performance and her creativity with her costumes there, because I honestly liked every one of them. The first reveal was like kind of very subtle because she just like, you know, unzipped it and oh, there's another layer in that, so she still has the first piece on her, but technically she also has the second one revealed as well, and I really like that. It was not something that's like super great, amazing, like over the top, and still gives you this wow factor in my opinion. While the other one was also just amazing because it gave her more like freedom, more freedom of movement, that's what I'm trying to say there, which of course gave us more acrobatics during the performance, so why the fuck not? Just a second ago I was saying that you need to wait a little bit for me to talk about Aquaria, and that's because unfortunately for her, she is in the bottom favorite costume of mine for the first round of the lip sync battle. How she started the lip sync battle is basically as a huge candy wrap. I don't have any other words for that. She is just a huge candy wrap with a wig on and boots on high heels. That's all I can say about that look. But as soon as the music starts, she pulls it off, and what is underneath that is even more bizarre. So when she just takes that off, we see this kind of weird costume in the color of flesh or skin. I don't know if that's the same color. If it's not the same color, then it's the skin color, not the flesh color. If it is the same color, then never mind, I'm just talking too much about something that doesn't really matter. On the costume there are just lots of spikes with the same color, and she also has a fan in her hand, which when she opens it reveals Miss Vanjie, which is, you know, kind of cool, but the same kind of not that cool, because I just don't know. Because okay, we have Miss Vanjie, yeah, haha, Miss Vanjie, everybody loves Miss Vanjie. I love Miss Vanjie, I love this signature of hers right now, because who doesn't know this in the world of RuPaul? But it's kind of, wouldn't it kind of be like a stealing an idea for this. It's like, it doesn't fit anything at all, in my opinion, and didn't make sense. In the end of the song, she just took off 2 of the horns that were basically literally on her boobs to reveal smaller horns, just resembling probably nipples for some reason. I just don't understand that. I am not the one to understand why. I don't like this look. I'll be honest, this is one of the looks I just legitimately don't like, because it just doesn't make sense to me at all. It was bizarre, maybe too bizarre for me, because I just can't understand this. And another thing I don't understand is how she managed to get a double save for that, because truth is, she managed to pull off the performance fabulously, as everybody during the finale, but in my opinion, she shouldn't get the double save just because of her costume, because, you know, it counts, I think it counts in both ways. Both costumes and performance counts in judging the results of the thing, and I think that she shouldn't get that. Having this out of the way, let's go to the finale, where we have not 2 but 3 finalists because of the double save that I just spoke of. And surprise, surprise, I have no least favorite for this one. I actually liked every person's costumes. I liked Aquaria's police kind of like a costume. I liked Eureka's black and white costume, giving me vibes from the Beetlejuice with a big girl's win thingy written on her waist. I think I can't remember what it's called, a subtitle. No, not a subtitle, a title, subtitle, something like that, whatever. But my favorite look goes to my bae, my sweetheart, the girl I was really rooting for in the finale, Cameron Michaels. So what my boo managed to bring to the very last lip sync of the season 10 is this blood red dress mixed with black, with the black top, kind of reminding me of a corset. If you know what a corset is this kind of thingy that women back in the day used to make themselves thinner, you know, just lots of ropes to pull, just you're thinner, and it really fucks up your ribs. So I don't want to talk about it, because every time I'm thinking about this, I just get creeps, honey. Along with transparent sleeves with red patterns all over them, complete with a black crown on her beautiful head and a red ginger wig. I don't know why, it doesn't really make sense to me, but somehow it really gives me this kind of vibes of somehow darker, somehow more sinister Snow White, even though, let's be honest, she doesn't look anything like Snow White, because, you know, the difference is Snow White is, you know, Snow White, she's dark hair, it's nothing like Cameron gives, but I just have these strong vibes of this, let's say, franchise for some reason. Like, she's Snow White, but she's like this dark and murderous Snow White that when goes with a hunter to the woods, instead of getting him kill her, she just rips out his throat herself and rips out his heart out from his chest and just, you know, eats it. Maybe something. Am I going too far with this? Maybe? Yet? Should I stop? I think I should stop at this point. I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm doing. Should I get a psychiatrist here? Maybe I'm crazy already. And one more thing I can only add is that as soon as the music started playing, Bang Bang by Jessie J, by the way, one of the best fucking choices they could have had for the finalist song, baby! She takes off the bottom part of the dress, revealing a smaller skirt. Yeah, I know, just as Eureka did in the beginning, but she did it much more fiercely just so she can rock out the fucking lip sync battle. And the just showed the boots on high heels, again, lots of boots on high heels in here, which just added to the redness of the overall costume, maybe making it even more blood color, something like that. It just, you know, as I said, I already give my opinion, it was fucking fierce, it was fucking beautiful, I loved it. I don't know why she didn't win the fucking thing, but it's just my opinion. It was just wonderful because it wasn't really too overcomplicated, but it still managed to get the point of its fashion across, and that's why I digged this costume. Woo! Now that we have the costumes out of the way, we can talk about the moments that stood out the most in the whole episode. and there were few, honey. Another word of warning, I'm not really gonna talk much about moments including the queens from the season 1 or just like their segments, just about them or the previous seasons. Mainly because I didn't watch that, I don't know them yet. I should, maybe probably by now, but I'm still new to the drag world, unfortunately, and I don't want to give my opinion because I don't have it yet on them, so here it goes. So this was actually one of the biggest topics after the whole episode ended, probably, and I'm obviously talking about the controversy involving the performance on the lip sync battle first round with Asia O'Hara. So her performance started pretty normally, as far as normal can go with RuPaul's Drag Race, if you know what I'm trying to say there. With her costume being butterfly themed, she just had this like kind of white costume with giant boobs sticking out, and everywhere there were like plastic butterflies just to add to like a butterflyness, I guess. I don't know where I was going with this. And 2 boxes on each of her wrists, and that's where the shit is going down, honey, because in the middle of the performance she starts opening the boxes and starts just blowing at them, which I had no idea what was going on because when I was watching it originally, I was watching it with a bad quality and I just, there wasn't anything. It was a big blur. It was a big blur. There was nothing for me to see except maybe just, the box and what's behind the box, and that's it. But at the end of the performance, the cameraman zoomed at something in the ground, which turned out to be the thing that she blew at during her performance, and it turned out to be butterflies. Like, not even plastic butterflies, they were alive butterflies. Actually, they were live butterflies, although not so much alive, and that's where the problem starts, because there was a whole controversy around that. People started calling her out on cruelty towards animals. I honestly didn't thought about this when I first saw it, because I was just like, okay, the butterflies, they're just, they're there, they were actually moving, so I didn't think about them as being hurt or something. On the other hand, I started thinking about it, and obviously something didn't go right, because these are, butterflies. They are supposed to fly, they have fly in their flippin' name, and they weren't flying. They were just like walking around, some of them on the floor when the camera was zoomed on them. And when I looked at them a little bit further, I actually noticed that some of them were partly gray, as in maybe dying. I am not sure, maybe it was just light, and I'm just speaking out of context here, but okay, I started to understand why it was wrong. One funny thing that turned out from that, if it should be funny anyway, is they managed to also zoom in on the faces of some of the queens in the audience. Like, you could see Glittersen, Claire, you could see Patrick, Star, but the star of the moment was Monet. No, not Monet, what the fuck am I talking about? The star of the show, the star of the moment, was the ooh-ah-ah sensation Monique Hart. Her face of shock and terror is just meme-worthy. Like, just look at it. Just look at this. Just look at it! Fortunately, after the whole situation escalated, Asia managed to, to take her voice on the social media and spoke about this, that she didn't think about that it was not her intention to hurt the butterflies, and she would never try to do such a cruelty on them, and it just, nothing turned out as it was supposed to be. I feel kind of sorry for her, because yes, she didn't mean that. She didn't know she was doing a stupid thing, which doesn't really make the stupid thing disappear. We all know that she did a stupid thing in the end, so that's not good for you, honey. But as I said, she managed to reach out on social media to people, and she said that she's going to work with a company or like a, a charity that focuses on helping with the rights of animals, the animal rights. I think I don't know if I'm talking about the right thing. I just hope that you understand what I'm trying to say there. In the end, I'm happy with that. I hope that Asia will learn from this experience, because Asia is another one of my bae and I love her. I think she's a wonderful human being and I just wish her the best in the world right now. Okay, we have this one negative moment out of the way. Let's go for the rest, which is probably mostly positive. First of my favorite moments is obviously Vanessa, Vanjie, Mateo in the introduction, where we have, you know, introduction to the every queen that was in the season 10, obviously. And again, obviously, Miss Vanjie was starting the whole thing because she was the first that got eliminated. Unfortunately, what a shame, because she was a diamond, especially with her signature catchphrase, which wasn't signature catchphrase until she got eliminated. So if she didn't get eliminated, she wouldn't have this catchphrase probably, which would be very weird at this point. Anyway, what I loved with her moment is basically, you know, she went there, she like did a little bit of poses, and then she just walks out like nothing ever happened, and everybody just like staring at her and just like waiting, is anything gonna happen, is she gonna say anything? But that bitch knew what she was doing, because at the beginning, not at the beginning, at the very end, she just turns around and just screams Miss Vanjie all over the place, and everybody cheers, and I'm cheering, and I'm happy, and everybody's happy, and she's happy because she made everybody happy. Let's move on. Second thing, Yua Hamasaki's costume. Hane. It was fierce as fuck. She was this Chinese princess, maybe empress, the queen she deserves to be, with this giant ass fan taken straight out of Naruto. If you know Naruto, you probably should know Naruto. Maybe I shouldn't know Naruto. It's not a video about Naruto after all. It's not a video about anime whatsoever. Why should you know Naruto? Why am I talking about this? Honestly, I need to find her. I need to get this fan, especially in this weather, because it's super hot outside and I'm just trying to stay in, and it's really hot in here and I can't even open the fucking window because of the noises outside. So I just want to finish this video and I just want to open the goddamn window. So let's just finish this goddamn video. I'm such a fucking mess. Then we have my bae Monet exchange day. And I know I already said a bae like 3 or 4 times already on other queens that I was talking about. But as I said, every queen is my bae. Almost every queen is my fucking bae. Anyway, it was a wonderful night for Monet as well, in my humble opinion. First of all, during the introduction, she was, of course, using her signature sponge, just, you know, just smudging her cheeks, just, you know, blending a little bit during the performance, during the introduction. Why not? I mean, that's her signature with her fucking sponge. And she managed to get on a roll, because doing what we could call a lip sync eleganza extravaganza, where the queens from season 10 were lip syncing along with queens from season 1. I'm not gonna elaborate on that more, because I already told you why, so don't come for me for that, bitches. During her performance, she also got everybody screaming when she was going for a death drop, but didn't go for a death drop because that's another of her signature, a fake death drop. So I don't know, I just want to say that I feel that's kind of wonderful that she managed to think of 2 signatures just in one season. She managed to create them. It just like shows that, you know, the signatures are not necessarily meant to be planned, because I don't think she was planning any of this. She didn't know, you know, the sponge came from a drag on a dime in the first episode, where everybody was making drag costumes made out of things from a dollar shop. I was gonna say Poundland, but it's not in England, so it's a dollar shop, dollar store. And she just, you know, she just thought that she would just make a dress made out of shitload of sponges, and that was hilarious. And from this sponge, she just started using the sponge. And the fake death drop, she just used it one time during her lip sync battle with Dusty Ray Bottoms, and it stayed there. I just think it's kind of wonderful how this shit works. It's amazing. And let's not forget about the fact that she also managed to win the title of Miss Congeniality. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this name correctly because I've never heard this word in my life ever before, but I hope I do pronounce it right, even though I know deep inside that I'm not. I don't actually even know what the title means. I don't even know what it means for her. I've heard that it probably gives her more chance to come back in the All-Stars season, so would I be happy to see Monet Exchange in another like season of Drag Race? Bitch, please, you even ask me? And last moment, but definitely not least, sweethearts, girls, is the whole lip sync finale. The last performance where we had 3 queens, as I said, because Cameron managed to win against Asia O'Hara, and when it's about Eureka and Aquaria, both of them managed to get there because of the double save, which wasn't really fair in my opinion, but who the fuck gives a fuck about my opinions? I just loved the energy, I just loved every bit about this performance, because first of all we have Bang Bang playing as the track, which is one of my favorite songs. Then we have everybody going crazy, the audience is going fucking nuts, they are screaming, they are jumping around, they are clapping, standing, it's wonderful, it's just this wonderful positive energy going around, because that's why I got hooked on for the show so easily and so quickly, because it's like shows so much positive energy, it shows so much of this fierceness, because when you watch it, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to just fuck everything around you, just put some fucking makeup on your face like me right now, just dance around, just lip sync, just have some fucking fun, if it means not being exactly what you are from the sex, because okay, I'm a guy, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not very masculine, I'm much opposite of that, so who fucking cares what everybody else thinks? And let's not forget about the fucking performances, like the queens, Cameron Michaels, Eureka, Aquaria, they're also going fucking crazy on the stage. We have splits, we have twerking, while doing splits, Aquaria is doing cartwheels everywhere, Cameron is doing a death drops, again, Eureka, she just jumps on splits, it's crazy, and then we have Aquaria just, jumping around, just throwing confetti everywhere, it was beautiful, it was a thing of art, it's something that puts a tear on my eye. And I have to say, as much as I didn't like Aquaria being saved in the first round of the lip sync battle, I unfortunately have to admit that she deserved her win in the finale, because as I said, I was really rooting for Cameron Michaels, which is my biggest bae in the whole season, and Aquaria winning didn't really make me happy, but it also didn't make me sad. It's just like I was rooting for her the least, to be fair, because I don't know, because I was rooting for everybody else. I was looking much for Cameron Michaels. Like, if I have to say honestly, in the beginning I wasn't really rooting for anyone. I was just like, okay, let's see these people, let's see these queens, let's see the people behind the whole drag. And in my opinion, Aquaria didn't show as much humanity, as much of her human nature as every other queen that managed to get as far as she did. Because first of all, I started rooting for Blair Sinclair. Unfortunately, she got eliminated, and then it turned out that she got, raped as her first sexual encounter, which was really shocking, and I was just, very sad, because nobody should go through this, to be fair. Like, no human being should go through this. I can only imagine how hurting and how traumatic it can be. Then we had Miss Cracker, which I was really rooting for, and she got eliminated just before Final Four, which I was like, oh! But at the same time, she was competing against Cameron Michaels, so it was a very equal split between rooting for in this. I'm talking about, the lip sync for your life situation. And of course we had Eureka, who, I don't know, I just like her energy. I just love her energy because she is very energetic queen. She tries to be very positive, she tries to be very body positive, she tries to be very positive even after the fact that she was in the season 9 and had to quit season 9 because of an injury, and I can only also just imagine how dramatic and traumatic it could be for her, just thinking that you're not good enough. You got here, but you're probably not gonna be good enough. Something else is gonna go wrong, and she was probably thinking about this all the time, and that was why I was also rooting for her. But in the end, what made me root for Cameron Michaels the most in the end, in the final episode, is her being an introvert, basically. In the reunited episode where we had all of the queens just talking about shit and stuff and everything else, at some point all of the queens went after Cameron Michaels because she called her out on the fact that her personality on the internet is different from her personality in the real life, and just called her out for being kind of fake. And I was like, excuse me, bitches, are you even serious? I mean, I am an introvert myself. I know how it is. It's different when you're being on the internet. On the internet you can, on the internet you can just put some words together, you can put some exclamation points for the effect, you can point lots of emojis for the even bigger effect. If you're recording like a video for the internet, you can redo it as much as you want, as long as it makes your point in the end and make people see you as you want them to see you. And in the real life it can be much different. When everybody called her out for that, I obviously took her side on this, and that's what makes me like kind of connect with her the most, and that's why in the end I decided to be with Cameron Michaels as rooting for her. I decided to be the team Cameron, which unfortunately lost. I can only say good job, Cameron, you tried your best, you did magnificent. I can only say good job, Aquaria, and congratulations on winning this fucking drag superstar title. You fucking deserve it. You worked fucking hard, and I'm just happy for your happiness. And I can also say congratulations to every queen that was there, and good job. I love every one of you. None of you will probably ever see it, but I really love you because you give me hope, you give me will to live, and you give me will to try more makeup on myself, and who knows, maybe do more drag in the future. I don't know yet, maybe have more money because I'm fucking broke as fuck, girl. Anyway, girls, I really made this video pretty long. I'm making a second video right now because my phone couldn't make one video out of all the footage that I'm doing right now. So I should probably end this at this point. It will be a fucking nightmare to edit, but hey, I just want to get my point across. So if you enjoyed this video, if you managed to get here, then please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe. I'm doing it in the wrong order, it doesn't matter, so you can see my content too, and I will see each one of you lovely babies in the next video. Bye!